Anybody ever experienced one of those times in life where like God's really trying to talk to you because he's just sending you sign and sign after sign after sign, right? As soon as I had that breakthrough, I just had so many things pop up, like content on social media come across my page, podcasts I was listening to, books I was reading, people I was talking to, that just the theme was rewiring thoughts, making your beliefs more abundant. I go to my meeting with Jake, who's my mentor, earlier this week. And it's just out of left field. Like, this wasn't planned at all. I hop on and he's like, I think today we're going to dive into your thoughts and beliefs. And it's like, all right, God, I hear you. I get it. We are reading Think and Grow Rich. Awesome book, right? And of course, I pop this open and the first chapter says thoughts, right? I'm like, all right, God, I hear you. And, then we get into the second chapter and this quote stood out to me. I'm going to share it and I'm going to explain, why it stood out to me for many reasons, right? There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it, right? No one is ready for anything until they believe they can acquire it, right? The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope and wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, or belief. This book does a really good job explaining the difference between hope and desire, right? Hope is like, God, please help me and give me some sales and bring in some money for us, right? Nothing inherently bad with that, but definitely not optimal. Right? When you switch that to desire, it has a different vibration. It attracts different results, and it usually calls in what you're desiring instead of hoping for. Desiring is more so like, God, please bless us with incredible clients who we can impact their life. They can impact our life by working with them, and then we can make everybody wealthy in the process. It's a little bit different energy, right? I'm asking for the same thing, but the energy behind it is different, and that's the difference between hope and desire. Another thing was, a belief by virtue is just our truth, right? Intellectualizing something is one thing, to actually embody it and carry it out in your day-to-day actions is a different thing. And I think healthy reminders are always helpful with that. This book also talks about, and there's just a lot of science out there to prove it, that our thoughts work very hard to produce a physical counterpart, aka reality. This just basically means, simply put, that your thoughts become your reality over time. This works both ways though, which is the good news. All right, this works both ways, both positive and negative, right? And so we're gonna take the negative thoughts today and we're gonna replace them with positive ones, right? And we're gonna dial those in, and so we'll talk through that here in a second, right? But the big thing here is our thoughts carry an energetic vibration. Energy is so important when it comes to money. And this is coming from a guy who is super black and white by trade. Grew up in an old school Italian family, college athlete, used to be the president of the hustle culture, got an MBA. So like, I'm very black and white, but I've realized in my wealth journey over the past 6, 7, 8 years that like energy is very important, if not the most important thing, right? Because our thoughts carry an energetic vibration, which dictates what we attract. And what we attract usually just measures the vibration of those thoughts, right? So if you have healthy thoughts, guess what? You're gonna have healthy attractions or healthy outcomes. If you have wealthy thoughts, you're gonna have wealthy attractions and wealthy outcomes, right? But it works the other way as well. You got negative thoughts, you're gonna have negative attractions, right? Negative outcomes, right? And so enhancing your vibration will move the needle more than anything in your business, right? You can have all the strategy in the world, and it's helpful, don't get me wrong. But if the energy that you're putting into that strategy, the energy that you're putting into your approach, the energy that you're letting permeate your business and your finances is negative, it's a low vibration, that's all it's gonna be. It's gonna come back to you. One of the first words that Jesus speaks in the Bible is metanoia, I believe is the pronunciation, right? It has been translated by many scholars to mean repent, which is true, right? But if you actually look into the Greek definition of that word, it is not really repent, the changing of the mind. And really what that means is Jesus' advice to people to live a better life is metanoia, right? And what that's saying is, if we can change our mind, enhance our mind, our life will be better. I just thought that was cool to share, because that's what, like, when you change your mind, right? You change your thoughts, you change your belief, you change the energy, you change your attractions. Right? Usually your external world is just a mirror of your internal world. We say it all the time. What I found was, I walk around with these limiting, negative, low vibration beliefs, right? That just aren't serving me. And so one of them was, I walk around with this belief, right? That the other shoe's just gonna drop one of these days. Right? Like, it's coming one of these days, everything's just going to crumble. Right? And the other one is, I walk around with this belief that I'm not worthy of success that I have and the future success that I'll attract. I'm proud of myself, but also I have past versions of myself that I'm not proud of, and things that I've done that I believe, I know this is not spiritually correct, but it's, again, that's why it's a limiting belief. That I just believe makes me not worthy of the success that I have, and then I'm not gonna be worthy of the success that I attract in the future because of those things, right? And so I got to the core of those beliefs, and though I'm doing okay in life, they're definitely holding me back from growing to the most authentic and successful version of myself. Why I share those is because what I'm doing to fix them is every morning I now do 30 minutes of silence before I do anything else, right? If you don't have 30 minutes to yourself to spend time with God and enhance your life, then we've got problems, right? We got to think through that a little bit. I created a mantra and an affirmation that I just literally repeat out loud on repeat for 30 minutes in silence. And the mantra and the affirmations are counterintuitive in a good way to these limiting beliefs, right? To replace them, to make sure that we're shifting into a higher vibration of energy. Here's my mantra. I'm a great man of God. I'm healthy in the mind, body, and soul. I'm wealthy in relationships, presence, and money. I deserve the success I have accomplished and will continue to accomplish financially, business, and in life in totality. I'm worthy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm safe. Replacing these negative thoughts, right, with what the truth actually is. All of this journey that I'm on, the next step was to share it with you and help you all benefit from it as well. Because again, I promise you, it will move the needle for you. And if you've ever worked hard at something, work very hard, your success is only going to be as enjoyable as your stress management techniques and strategies that are implemented in your life. Like, the better you manage your stress, the better that you're going to manage the success and enjoy the success, right? And so if maybe it's not 30 minutes, but if you can find 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes before your workday starts, highly advise you to start it off that way. Right, it's how you, I know it's so cliche, but how you start your day is how it goes. It really is, you know. And I almost feel like I'm a big golfer, so it's like however my day is going is how my golf round goes, you know. So if I'm stressed out and I'm chaotic, I get out there and I'm just spraying the ball everywhere. It looks like I never played before, but when I'm calm and I'm my most authentic self because I started my morning that way, I play a lot better. And that's why I said at the beginning of this, if you ever worked hard at something, work very hard at this. And the working very hard at this is sticking with it until it does become your beliefs, until it does become your truths. And you significantly increase the chance of that happening by sitting with it every day, repeating it to yourself, and saying those things either out loud or in your head instead, because if you can only think or say one thing at a time. So if you're saying those things and thinking those things for 30 minutes a day, you're not thinking the other things. Right? We're taking those things out of your mind. We're taking the manifestations that come with them, right, away from your reality, and instead replacing them with these words. And over time, with very hard work, it will become your belief and then your reality. And I've just found that it just takes time. Even I'm sitting here at I guess the quote unquote level that I'm at, and I'm still struggling with my beliefs and thoughts and doing conscious work on them. And I read some of those things this morning, and I remember after I said it once or twice, I was like, do I actually believe these things? And I was like, yes, you do. Keep going. Yes, you do. Keep going. And so this is a healthy way to be able to leverage your discipline. If somebody's a hard worker on here and sometimes you make yourself wrong for that, this would be a way to make yourself right for it, to leverage it the right way, because it's going to be a lot of hard work, because our reality is just a direct reflection of our behaviors, which just come from our beliefs, which are just formed from our traumas and experiences in life. And getting to that core is tough, and it takes time, right, to ultimately change everything down the road, right, being your beliefs. Go be financially abundant.